All right, y'all. So we are back. Okay. I do apologize. I'm not too sure what happened there, but I got kicked out of my other studio. But I just wanted to come back. Let's go ahead and get into it. Now, the thing is, there's some trending topics again. There's some trending topics that are taking place right now that I wanted to review. Number one, I noticed that they are normalizing, excuse me, split homes, broken homes, aka divorce. Okay, they are trying to normalize individuals just going and getting a divorce when you feel like getting a divorce, breaking up homes, happy marriages, and just going out and being with who you want to be with, and just mimicking the hip hop culture, mimicking the broken home agenda, which is created by the masses, created by the devil, obviously, too. Make sure that there is a population people control. That's a form of control. It's a technique that's been used many years, and it has worked successfully across the board. And I mean, it may be cool and dandy for the rich, but when it comes to the poor, having a two income household is way more comfortable than having a one income household, especially when there's more than 1 to 2 children involved in these homes. So I've noticed that there's a number of celebrities that are being pushed out, and they are commonly, for coincidentally, they're doing these relationship gold celebrity couples. Next thing you know, they getting divorced, and they just throwing this divorce paper around. And the thing about it is, once God brings something together, it cannot be undone unless through by death. So until your divorced husband and or wife is deceased or expired, then lawfully in the eyes of the Lord, going and seeing somebody else while still married, that is adultery. And there ain't no such thing as getting a divorce unless you are indeed um your partner passed away. So again, you can get a divorce, but remarry, you won't be able to remarry lawfully unless God give you another person after your divorced husband or wife has passed away. Now we'll get into that in just a moment. I'll give you guys my receipts and evidence backing up that statement. And I know it's easier said than done, but the facts are the facts. And I just feel like a lot of people in our culture and in our generation that is, currently speaking, is like, oh, well, somebody hurt your feelings, somebody that, no, you actually need to be putting in the work for your marriage. You need to be fighting the sources that you cannot see. With the HPGOD by your side, you need to be asking for deliverance for your partner. You need to be going a bat for your partner. Another agenda that I noticed that these celebrities are being used for is the prison agenda. Okay, so it's a lot of rappers who are going into these meetings and are being initiated into these meetings so that they can promote music, and then also be put in front of a judge on a regular basis, so that the people that love them and idolize them and all that they will be desensitized to potentially going to jail and or prison. And so there is an agenda about that as well, very similar to the gay agenda as well, that Lil Nas X is a part of, which he's very proud of. He represents the agenda, and he's very proud of that agenda that he is initiated in. And so there's a number of agendas that these celebrities are being pushed out to do, and that they are committed to doing. And some of them is just coincidentally in the media pushes out their private affairs so that their fans can be desensitized and open-minded to being put in similar situations. As a broke person or a regular income individual, these situations are really designed to control the poor, control the regular income folks. Okay, so let's go on ahead and get into it. The first person on our board for today is going to be Cardi B. And so Cardi B currently at this time, she is in court, and she is basically in a civil court trial accused of physical and verbal abuse against a security guard. And this particular security guard talking about she want her little money, okay? She talking about you put your hands on me in 2018, and she said she want her little change up off of that, okay? She feel very damn bad about that, okay? That's what she said. Now, there I'm gonna show you guys a quick little clip that I see online here about with Cardi B being in court. Cardi B also, she's going viral because she keeps changing out these little wigs and everything else like that. She going to this courthouse like it's a fashion show now, and she don't have no remorse for the security guard at all. She has no remorse whatsoever for the security guard, okay? She don't she you know keep calling that lady out of weight, overweight and all kind of stuff. You know, she real shady towards this lady in here. So let's go ahead and watch a quick little clip of Cardi B in court. And you know, you can tell she get very much her attitude as well. Talking about I was pregnant and woo woo. So basically, before I play the clip, let me just kind of give you guys an idea of what's going on here. Amani Ellis took the stand in Los Angeles courtroom and testifies that she first encountered Cardi B at Beverly Hills um OB child, I can't read, the doctor's office where Cardi had an appointment while she was 4 months pregnant. Okay. So the OBGYN. Okay. So Ellis testified that she spotted Cardi B, and she said, wow, that's Cardi B, prompting Cardi to get in her face and accused her of using her phone to spread word of Cardi's private medical visit, right? And so she testifies that Cardi swung at her while bomb guarding her with all kind of verbal abuse, talk about you know, calling her overweight and coming for her, you know, you broke little security guard, you fat broke security guard, something like that. You know, she was saying certain things, something like that. I'm assuming, you know how Cardi B, she ain't got no filter. Okay. Ellis also testified that Cardi used her long fingernail, because you know Cardi B stayed with her long nails, and sliced open her cheek and spewed racial slurs while spitting on her and threatening to get her fired. Dang, Cardi, chill. Shoot, Cardi B ain't playing no games with this security guard. She was like, you know what, you fat black. I don't know what she was saying, but yeah, she was spitting at her, trying to slice that lady face open. How dare you try to expose my pregnancy? Girl, don't nobody care about you being pregnant by that cheater. And so and it reads, and we go on to read that Monday, Ellis dropped the claim Cardi B plotted to get her fired. And turns out Ellis ended up losing her job, according to her testimony, because she says it was framed around a HIPAA violation rather than Cardi's threat. Girl, HIPAA is HIPAA. You ain't supposed to be referring to nobody business while you are in the medical field. Where y'all mama at? Who raised you? I don't care if it was Cardi B or not. Just because she rich and she a celebrity don't mean that she need to be being treated like she's some type of animal, and not being treated like any other regular patient that comes up in there, because Cardi B is a human being just like anybody else. And so if you lost your job for HIPAA, then that's because the simple fact of you was doing this when you should have been working. Period. That is a grown woman and she is a human being. And the people, that's the thing about these people. They be idolizing these celebrities because these celebrities be putting that witchcraft on their music. And they sit up there and they be idolizing these celebrities like these celebrities are gods and goddesses and stuff like that. And they be forgetting that these are human beings, regular, shregular individuals who need to be seeing doctors and OBGYNs just like everybody else. And so if Cardi went to going crazy on you and cussing you out and calling you big, all kind of big back this and big back that, well, ma'am, you should have been doing your job, because I know for a fact that I probably would have felt some type of way too if I come in there, I'm already pregnant by a man I don't want, and here it is, I gotta come to this doctor's office and you come cutting up telling my business just because I'm rich and famous. Oh yeah, best believe I'm gonna read you for filth too. Because at the end of the day, that's a human woman and that's a mother. And so if you was out of pocket and you wasn't doing your job and she read you for filth and she mushed you, because that's what it sounded like, then shoot, she probably was in her right. Now, as a Christian woman, she should have turned the other cheek and she should have prayed for you. But Cardi don't claim to be no Christian. I don't know. Maybe she do. Maybe she don't. I don't know. Anyway, by the way, Cardi was decked out in a black suit for the big day in court, they say. Oh, did she? I told y'all she was going up in there looking like a fashion designer. Okay, one thing about Cardi B, she gonna step. Okay, she gonna go outside with it. She gonna be making sure that she get bust down every chance she get. So yes, guys, this is a quick little clip of what's going on in the court, and I'm gonna just kind of show you guys what it's given. And then you guys comment down below. You guys tell me, do you feel like she was out of line or what? What y'all think?
She used a lot of words, and again, excuse my language, but she was like, that's why I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna get you fired. That's why you do security. Ah, that's why you do security. Ah, she was sticking her tongue out. She was flailing her arms up and down. She was jumping up and down. Body shaming me. I mean, racial slurs, just a lot.
And did she spit on you?
She did.
Did her spit actually land on your body?
It did.
Child. Now, Cardi B. I'm so fancy. You on that lady? You out of line. I don't know about all that spitting on people. I feel like that's out of pocket for real. Spitting on people, that's taking it too far. Seriously, you ain't got to spit on nobody. Come on now. Well, anyway, that's what's going down with Cardi B. She is currently being sued by that security guard, and that security guard feel like she is owed something for being treated that way, for all the body shaming and all of the racial slurs that Cardi B said to her, and then also because Cardi B spit in that lady's face and mushed her to the point to where she had got scratched in her face, and she was humiliated. And she feel like, well, since you so much rich and since you want to make fun of me of being a little raggedy security guard, you think you're so much better than me, to run me some of that change too for that assault. And that's the thing too, when people be getting rich and famous, they I'm not used to people that I me personally, I don't know. I haven't been a fool enough to want to risk my career for the sake of another individual, especially not somebody that's rich that could uh mess up my life or whatever the case may be, because people be rich and they can do things and pay things and stuff like that. But not to get off track here, but Cardi B has always been a crash out. Okay, Cardi B been a crash out since Cardi B came into the scene. Remember when she was real young and immature? Okay, now she done had these babies. She done had these babies. Okay, and at the time when Cardi B was pregnant, at that time, that I believe that's the first child she had or whatever. I believe she wanted that to stay a secret. She did not want that to come out for nobody. She didn't want it to come out for nobody. Okay, she wanted it to come out when she wanted it to come out. You know how celebrities do. For some reason, they think that people care about when they get knocked up and all this. I guess people genuinely probably do care. I guess it may have could have affected her money or her connections that she had lined up. I'm not sure what the big deal was, but she went above and beyond to make sure that that lady felt real small and disrespected. And you know what? At the end of the day, we're gonna see how things play out in court. But you guys comment down below. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Do y'all feel like she took it too far, or do y'all feel like she was in her right to go off on that lady like that? Now, let's go on ahead and get into some things about divorce with these particular celebrities. Now, currently speaking, since we are talking about Miss Cardi B, y'all already know that Cardi B and Offset are going through a divorce. Now, she was already seen outside. She was already seen outside with Stephen Giggs or whatever. I guess he's some type of athlete, professional ball player. And she was already outside with that man. And Cardi B ain't nowhere near divorced yet. It say Cardi B and Offset are not currently married. They filed for their second divorce in July on July 31st of 2024. And it says that it has not been finalized as of May 25. So when she was doing all that geeking and creeping, she was still married, and it's given very much so. They are sitting up, normalizing getting in and out of these divorces. Now, it said that this is the second time she divorced him. But at the end of the day, y'all sit up and make these covenants, and then y'all go and get married with these men, and then you be like, oh, you broke my heart, oh, you cheat on me, oh, I'm about to go get me a new man. No, you really supposed to be working through that and getting the spirit of lust up off your husband. You need to be going and praying that up off of him, and getting him delivered from those things. You need to be getting him released from the spirit of Jezebel and the spirit of lust. And you need to be going to God and telling God to heal your marriage and to fix your marriage and to heal your man. Okay? But shoot, anybody that get married in a club, I mean, what you want us to say? And then on top of that, Offset get feminine. Next, we're gonna be going over Teyana Taylor and her divorce. Yes, it looks like they are currently trending right now. Teyana Taylor and her husband Iman Shermer, however you say his name. Well, Teyana Taylor is very proud of her divorce with him, and she is very open about their legal fees in that divorce. Okay, so Teyana Taylor, she reacts to being ordered to pay her ex-husband Iman Shumpert, however you say his name, $70,000 in legal fees in their divorce case. And she said this would, and she quote, Teyana Taylor says, "Best little coins I ever spent." That's what she said. Okay, girl. Okay, girl. Because, and here you guys have it. It says here, Teyana Taylor speaks on being ordered to pay $70K in legal fees. Teyana Taylor is opening up about her recent court order requiring her to pay her ex-husband Iman $70,000 in legal fees following their divorce proceedings. The singer, actress, and entrepreneur addressed the situation during her sit-down with the Breakfast Club, giving fans an insight into her perspective of why she remains unbothered by the outcome. Best little coins I've ever spent. While many were surprised by the ruling, Taylor revealed that she had no hesitation on sending the payment. According to her, the decision was to wire the money quickly. Came down to prioritizing her peace of mind. It was the best little coins I ever spent, she said, with confidence, making it clear that her mental and emotional well-being outweighs the financial cost. Okay? Found in contempt of court. Court documents show that Taylor was ordered to pay the hefty legal fees after being found in contempt of court. The contempt ruling stemmed from her mentioning details of what had been exchanged in the divorce settlement, something the court had prohibited. As a result, she was held responsible for covering Shermer's legal expenses tied to the matter. Why she went live. Okay. So it was a time when Miss Taylor, she went live. I want to say a number of times. Teyana Taylor went live about some stuff regarding her situation with her husband. Um, so apparently they deemed that as okay. Well, since you run your mouth, you need to come up off some change, child. She was like, bet. Okay. Beyond their financial side, Taylor also explained why she took took to social media to go live about their divorce. She revealed that the decision came after Sherman made a skit about her, which she felt misrepresented the situation. Taylor said her live session was her way of defending herself publicly, ensuring her side of the story was heard. Moving forward, despite the legal setback, Taylor's calm and unapologetic response show her focus on moving forward with dignity. Her willingness to pay the fees without resistance highlights her desire to close this chapter of her life and to protect her peace. Both Taylor and Sherman's split has drawn widespread attention, but Taylor's candid remarks prove she's choosing strength and self assurance over conflict. Mm. What do you guys think? Because I don't know what caused them to go from being this reality show couple that everybody wants to have, everybody wants to be. You know, everybody wants them a little Teyana. Everybody wants them a little Iman, where the couple is we marry and we have these beautiful kids. To all of a sudden things are going bad. Maybe he was jealous of her and her career. Maybe she was jealous of him. Maybe he was cheating on her. I don't really know the details. I don't be digging that deep into people's lives. But what I do know, they have publicly put this divorce out, like divorce is a good thing, or like divorce is something that people should be open to, because you shouldn't be open to divorce. You should really be trying to fight for your marriage. And I think that Teyana Taylor did mention that she tried to fight for their relationship. She did kind of give the impression that she was trying at one point to keep them together and keep them happy, but it was given very much so that she had got to a point where she was just tired of being tired. And that makes sense. You know, when you get to a certain point where you just can't take it no more, I get it. But as a person that is in the limelight, as a person that is famous, that has a lot of fans, that has a lot of people watching you, is you have to be very careful with how you respond to certain things, so that way when other young women grow up and they get to a situation, they need to understand that part of the marriage as well, so that way, number one, they can just avoid it altogether, or number two, know that divorce is not something that is encouraged in the eyes of the Lord. Because again, you know, you have to make sure that you are standing on business for the covenant that you made with God. Okay? That's a real thing. And I really do kind of feel bad for people that have to go through this publicly, because the simple fact of I can only imagine the pain that she had to take going through having to bring this to the public. And then on top of that, she's going through putting this into her art. But you also have to understand some of the art that she is initiating, whether she knows it or not, is demonic, which we've actually spoken about in a number of our meetings here, where I told you guys the whole robot thing, that is symbolic to putting consciousness in a robot, and the robot taking your consciousness and then pretty much repurposing the consciousness, which is your soul, and that's that on that. Another thing is, hold on, what's going on here? Another thing is, when it comes to breaking that covenant, and some of the videos that I have seen of Teyana Taylor's new album coming out. It looks really dark and it looks really demonic. Let me show you guys a clip of what I'm kind of referring to. And I know that you guys are going to say this again. I know. You over spiritualize everything. You're a conspiracy theorist. And is. Okay? And is. Every time I see her, I think of her song. Sometimes. Oh, baby, baby. I think that she's very beautiful. I think that she's very talented. Also, too, guys, quick note that I want to make sure that I encourage you guys to pray for her because it does seem that our sister, hold on, let me show you guys the video, is I don't know if she's currently going through this right now or if she has already went through the surgery, but she does have a issue with one of her vocal cords that needs to be worked on by a professional doctor. I think that she needs actual surgery for one of her vocal cords. So God bless her and God let her get through that healing process. Hopefully she's already went through the healing process of that. And that way she could do what she loves to do, because I know she loved singing and I know she loved to work. Okay. But the thing about Teyana Taylor is she has a deep voice. Like her regular talking voice is kind of deep, and when you have a delicate voice, like how her voice is very delicate, she supposed to be walking around talking like Michael Jackson all day. She supposed to whisper like this all day long so that her vocal boxes don't get messed up. Now that's what I heard from Alicia Keys, because Alicia Keys is also one that can't talk regular because she got a deep voice, but her singing voice is delicate. So she was like, she just don't even talk when she performing and when she's working because it could damage after a while. Your regular talking voice can damage your chords. So I don't know if she overdid it or if she was screaming at Iman or what, but we hope that she heals. Okay, real quick, I want to show you guys what I mean by the visual of the trailer of her new album, Escape Room. Okay. Now, we also want to make sure that we do stress the fact that her new boo, that's adultery. Okay. Until Iman expires, she can't, you have to, fornication is fornication, adultery is adultery. Sexual immorality is a thing, and it's a big sin, and it's one of the most deadly sins because it's a ritual, and it is it's a portal. You are opening a portal during those sexual encounters. Okay, so let me go ahead and share my screen so I can show you guys the visual of the trailer, and then you guys let me know what you think.
To be your wife, to love and cherish in good times and bad from this day forward.
I do. Yeah, I do.
I like him.
Do you take this man to be your husband, to love and cherish in good times and bad from this day forward?
I do.
When you ain't right, I gon' live with you.
The hard part isn't losing you. It's losing the version of me I left behind.
But now there's nothing else left to do.
But flames are greedy things.
Okay, so that is the trailer of the new project of her album coming out. And so y'all tell me what y'all think, but as you can see, it's very, very, very dark. Um, obviously they're going to say that it is symbolic to her relationship and how things went dark between her and her relationship. But I just want to point out some things in this trailer that is just undeniably choreography that is related to demonic um symbolism. Okay, so number one, you see that she is a bride filled with blood from head to toe. Okay. That just goes to show you it's just like, you know how Christians, we get baptized in the water and we are renewed, refurbished, refreshed. Well, what the devil likes to put out in his imagery is being baptized in blood. So a lot of times we'll see videos with individuals like celebrities that like to be drenched in blood from head to toe. You know, I think Paint the Town Red by Doja Cat, she completely drenched. A lot of celebrities do the bath, be in the bathtub and be drenched in blood. Okay. So that right there, that's what that is screaming out to me, is like there has been, you know, it's like she sacrificed herself and her marriage for the sake of her career. I don't know. I'm just putting this is my own opinion. Please, 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 uh, you know, we can have a conversation. But that's basically the blood all over from head to toe in her wedding gown. That's like kind of creepy. Okay, it's dark. That's given too dark. Okay. Then you see her transition to, you know, now that she didn't sacrifice her marriage for the sake of her career, sacrifice, you see her transition into all red, suited and booted, but on fire, as if she is in the kingdom of darkness. Okay. And while she's in the kingdom of darkness, you see her pretty much almost like basically like her naked body floating around in darkness, where she's just falling and falling in this darkness, and something else is taken over in the her physical body. Her physical body is this red suited woman that's in flames, but her spirit, her soul is in darkness, just flying around, being tossed every which way with nothing on. You also see the robot. Again, guys, this is what's happening to her consciousness as well, because um ooh, that man fine. I ain't gonna lie, Lord, forgive me for I reject the spirit of lust. I wasn't trying to stare at him that long. Jesus. She is in the lab where there is a robot version of Teyana Taylor now that she has stepped into the fire, and her soul, her consciousness is just floating in this darkness, which is now in that robot. So this robot is going to replace her. Okay. Because that's what it symbolizes when you see robots and stuff. It is basically putting human consciousness in a man-made device, a robot. The spirit of lust, or Jezebel, or these kind of sexual demonic entities are starting to take influence over her now that she has broke that covenant with her husband, now that she sacrificed her marriage for that for her career or whatever, so to speak. And again, I'm just speculating and just coming up with my own opinion and theory. It's given very much so that she is being initiated into this lust like environment, right? Where, okay, because again, her consciousness is now in that robot. Okay. So the robot only sees just Mr. Fine right here, Mr. Handsome. Okay. And boom, there goes that spirit of lust because that's what happens when you enter into the kingdom of darkness. Okay. So again, this thing, she's already in the land of the living dead at this point. You know, she already in this situation. Boom, there goes the spirit of lust. There goes the burning, and there goes the husband. He's all beat up and sad and devastated that things between them ended the way that it did. She sacrificed that marriage of hers for this robot experience. And as you can see, now she is walking confidently as this burning sexual thing. Okay. All that. Okay. And so that's what I got from the trailer. You guys tell me what you guys think. And that's my own personal conspiracy theory on that. But that goes to tell you right there, guys, that ain't no just breaking your covenant with God. Okay, if you are having some marriage problems and stuff like that, you need to be praying those demons up off of your marriage, period. Okay, so again, her Teyana Taylor and her ex-husband, the way the things have, excuse me, the way that things have ended between them is very tragic. I know that it was painful, but it gives that, you know, sacrifices have to be made when you are in this industry. You have to be willing to sacrifice something. And in this case, she may have sacrificed her marriage for the sake of being able to survive in this industry. That's just a theory of mine. That's my own opinion. But what I do know for sure, when it comes to divorcing your spouse and things like that, you can remarry, yes, after your original divorcee has expired. Moving forward, next on the board is a very touchy topic, and we're going to be getting into, now that we're getting out of the whole divorce talk. Okay, we know that. I want to also support my divorce claims really quick with the book of Mark before we move on and get off the topic. And I just want to show you guys something, what Jesus said, because Jesus came and he set the record straight. Okay. Jesus then left that place and went into the region of Judea across the Jordan. Again, crowds of people came to him, and was his custom, he taught them. Wait, what? People came to him, and as was his custom, he taught them. Oh, sorry, guys. So some Pharisees came and tested him by asking, "Is it lawful for a man to divorce his wife?" "What did Moses command you?" he replied. And they said, "Moses permitted a man to write a certificate of divorce and send her away." And he said, "It was because your hearts were hard that Moses wrote you this law," Jesus replied, which means they didn't want to abide by the original law that Moses made on the commandments, the original. They didn't want to. They wanted to adjust the law. So Moses adjusted it and made the whole divorce certificate available. But at the beginning of creation, God made them male and female. For this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united with his wife, and the two will become one flesh. So there are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, that what God has joined together, let no one separate. When they were in the house again, the disciples asked Jesus about this, and he answered, anyone who divorces his wife and marries another commits adultery against her. And if she divorces her husband and marries another man, she commits adultery. Now, again, Jesus set the record straight. Okay, now this is the words of Jesus Christ himself. This is what he said. This is that on that. There is no in between. I know that there's a lot of lukewarm religious people, lukewarm religious followers and stuff like that. But this ain't that. We don't do that over here. Okay. That's what the word said. That's what the word is. So again, fight for your marriage so that way you are not committing adultery knowingly or unknowingly. So that way you are not opening portals to demonic entities and influences knowingly or unknowingly, etc. Okay. Now again, I wanted to go into detail with Teyana Taylor and her divorce situation because she has turned it into art, and as you can see, the art is symbolic to what happens when you break that covenant. Things get really dark, as you can see. Okay. And I also wanted to give you guys my own little conspiracy theory thoughts on that. Okay. But anyway, moving forward, now we're going to be getting off the topic of divorce and we're going to be getting into a very touchy situation here. And then I got to go. Okay. Now, there is a situation that has happened with the Love and Hip Hop couples, family, Rashida and Kirk. I guess they got they're in a bit of a pickle. Okay. Thood homicide. We're going to be getting into a very touchy topic, and this is going to be in regards to domestic violence. Okay. So, trigger warning. Okay. Domestic violence. And there has been an unaliving that people are, sources and authorities are speculating that Rashida and Kirk's son may be involved with the unaliving of this young man who dated their daughter. It's a little messy. So a tragic story connected to Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Kirk and Rashida continues to add more chapters. So the Frost's oldest son, 24-year-old Kai Frost, has been accused of being involved in the shooting of Atlanta area recording artist Tevin, who is known as Thood. Now, Hood, whose family recently obtained a lawyer demanding justice. Okay. On August 8th, Thood was found pew-pewed 6 times at a home in Georgia, according to the medical examiner. An autopsy report released on August 21 confirmed the 33-year-old war-ready rapper sustained pew-pew wounds to his back and in both legs. Authorities discovered Thood at the residence around 7 p.m. before he later passed away at a local hospital. His passing has now been ruled a homicide. Graphic videos show Thood savagely beating Roa, Kirk and Rashida's daughter, as their son is investigated for unaliving the rapper in self-defense. On the day of the pew-pewing, police officers responded to a domestic dispute complaint at Thood's home that left a woman injured. Thood was also the boyfriend of Kirk and Rashida's daughter, Kelsey Frost. at T Hood T Hood was accused of physically abusing the Love and Hip Hop supporting cast member after images of Kelsey, who was about 30 years old, was bruised in the face and hit the internet after the case went public. So let me give you guys a visual of these individuals, what he looked like and what she looked like and what he was doing to that girl. Now, they think that Kurt Franklin and Rashida's daughter was dating this rapper by the name of T Hood. T Hood used to whoop on her and is given very much so. They think that she called her brother over there and her brother unalived that boy. That's what the victim's family believe, from my understanding. So let me show you guys a quick little clip of what's going on here. This is really, 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 really sad. Seriously. And this goes to show you that they want to put, and they have made this very viral on the internet. They have put this stuff out there, guys, so that way people can, pretty much be desensitized to the fact of doing harmful things to each other or your girlfriend or whatever it is, and then putting you in jail and then making that kind of music that can lead you to jail and things like that. Okay, and I'm going to support that with some videos as well. So as you guys can see, this is their daughter, and this is what her wounds look like. She was scratched up really bad, beat up real bad in her face. This is a clip. So as y'all can see, this young man was very violent towards his girlfriend. And that's the thing about this music with these rappers that they don't understand, that they don't know, is when you're making certain music and you are in this kind of energy space, these demonic things can take a toll on you and make you do demonic things, make you do evil things to each other. Okay. But this is also a part of what they want to put the media, make sure that they put this kind of stuff out so that the people can be desensitized and, oh, he was unalive for doing this to his girlfriend, and look at him doing this to his girlfriend. So now it's like when rappers are doing things like this to their girlfriends or to their friends, harming each other, it makes it like, okay, whatever, but really there's an agenda behind when these rappers are being known for abusing their girlfriends, and it leads to prison or death. Okay. Y'all remember there was another rapper that was outside whooping on his girl all the time. If anything, there's a reality show that has completely normalized their relationship and how he whooped on her and all her family members. He whooped on her and her daddy and her friends, or whatever the case may be. And she is known for, fighting him and stuff like that. And that they are known by, and they are both rappers. And so these rappers are going by an agenda of getting people to do certain things to go to prison, and this usually leads to prison and jail and things like that because the rich get paid off of this. Okay, and so they want to put it on TV, they want to put it on the internet, and they want to put it on social media on a regular basis, so that way people will want to think that this is okay and that this is cute. They are known as Krishan Rock and Blueface. Okay, now this is what Blueface is currently looking like right now. And if he don't look scary, I don't know what to tell you, but he looks scary to me right now. But he is currently in prison, and that's what he looked like. He got tattoos all over his face. And they want you to be in prison. They want this, that's what the agenda is. And Blueface, his majority of his music is promoting inappropriate things all day, every day. That's just who he is, okay? And you know what? Hopefully Jonathan changes his life for the better, but it don't look like he is. It look like he done got worse while he in there. And so that's just the agenda, okay? That is just the agenda, part of the agenda, where they want rappers to make certain songs and make certain music to guide individuals to be open their ears to violent and crime like material, so that these individuals grow up and they, oh, I want to be like Krishan Rock and I want to beat up people, or they I want to grow up and be like Blueface and I want to beat up people, or oh, I want to grow up and be like Thood, let him rest in peace, and beat up my girl or whatever, because that's what made them famous, that's what made them look cool, and then where they end up is in prison, and or in this case that young man was unalived. Okay, and that's what the devil wants, and that's also what the industry has strategically designed to do. Let me show you guys a clip of Crazy Bone, who exposes private prison meeting conversation. I'm only going to play just a little bit because we don't have much time. And then you guys make sure y'all engage down below. Y'all tell me what y'all think. But this is demonic. The devil wants to have you under control and put you in a cage. And so does the masses. That's the whole thing. This is a part of what they do. They are all witches and warlocks. The prison is
had become solid investors in this prison business. It was now in their interest to make sure that these prisons remain filled. Our job would be to help make this happen by making music which promote criminal behavior, rap being the music of choice. He assured us that this would be a great situation for us because rap music was becoming an increasingly profitable market for our companies, and as employees, we'd also be able to buy stocks in these prisons. Immediately, silence came over the room. You could have heard a pin drop. I remember looking around to make sure I wasn't dreaming and saw half of the people with dropped jaws. My daze was interrupted when someone shouted,
okay, so that's just to kind of go to show you what it's given. Okay, I cannot make this up. And the thing about it is, guys, these people that are leading these meetings that they're telling these rappers to do these things, these are witches and warlocks. They do very dark demonic things, okay? And they own these prisons, and they get money off of these prisons and these jails, and they get these rappers to look the way that they are looking, and get these, and then make this the primary thing that's on the news, of rappers constantly being involved in somebody's courthouse, somebody's jail and or prison. And then they are also making sure that this is in the music, making them make you feel like you got to do something inappropriate or some type of crime. Here goes another clip I want you guys to see by the one and only Ice Cube, the double OG.
That, you know, the records that come out are really geared to push people towards that prison industry.
But they didn't make you write those lyrics.
It's not about making somebody write the lyrics. It's about being there as guardrails to make sure certain songs make it through and certain songs don't. Certain flavors are exposed on the record. You know, some records are made by committee. Meaning record company guys sit around and tell the artists, this is hot, say that, do this. We're gonna have this guy write the lyrics. We're gonna have that. So
So as you can see, he's going into detail about how these things are strategically designed to get the listeners to want to mimic this kind of behavior that's being played in the songs. The songs are being strategically written this way or pushed out this way, and then the artists that are making these songs are becoming subject to acting out these kind of lyrics, even if they are just reading the lyrics or whatever the case may be, because that's how witchcraft works. And the list goes on. And this is a strategic design from demonic influences, the devil, and then also these really, really rich people want to have this kind of control. So again, that sums up what we're going to be talking about today, and we'll come back on some more trending topics. You guys comment down below and let me know if there's something y'all want me to comment on. And I'll do the best I can to have these sidebar conversations as well, outside of our Bible tea parties and verses of the days, because I'm really into this kind of stuff too. I like to research what's going on behind the scenes on how the devil be working, so that way I can come and tell you guys my opinion, but also so we can learn how to be more armored up when it comes to the things that we are being exposed to when we're listening to certain music, when we're watching certain things, and when there's these trending topics. Okay. So be careful with the trends that you hop on. Be careful with the things that you are coming in agreement with, and make sure that you read your Bible and you understand that divorce is not something that you're just supposed to be just taught, throwing these certificates around and all of that. And I love the fact that we were able to have this conversation. I love the fact that we're able to have these kind of conversations, because it was a point in time where women didn't have the right to speak on certain things. So I am blessed. But I wanted to say something really quick, because I don't want to be bashing nobody, or making it seem like I'm just bashing Cardi B or bashing Teyana Taylor, or bashing any of these individuals that have been incarcerated or anything like that. I'm just telling it like a TI is, okay? When it comes to the Bible, you're not supposed to play in God's face when it comes to those covenants. So when it comes down to it, in my opinion, I feel like you might as well just go and be celibate until you know. Okay. And in this case with Teyana Taylor, the way that she has turned her divorce into art, it kind of gives you an idea of just how dark things get. And not everything is art too. So make sure that you guys get that spirit of discernment and see what it is, what it ain't. And look into that robot robot nugget that I gave you guys. Look into that, because that's an actual thing that I wasn't able to kind of back up those claims with the robot agenda, where he's putting consciousness into a robotic device, etc., which is basically symbolic for also another symbol for transferring soul and transferring energy from one turning something that was supposed to be sacred and holy, and then perverting it. Okay. And then also too, what comes with making sacrifices, when things go dark, things get darker and darker and darker. So get armored up, read y'all Bible, and make sure that you guys are binge watching some of these videos. I will be posting the second coming of Jesus in the end of this live stream as well. So that way you guys can get prepared for the prophecy on that. And then also to go binge watch some of those Bible tea parties with King David and all of our ancestors that we have already reviewed and discussed, because these stories are very, very, very inspirational and heartfelt. So I really put my heart into sharing the Lord's word, and I love what I love coming and getting on this mic and reading the word with you guys and everything else like that. So it's been a pleasure chilling with y'all. I got to go. It's your girl Cassie King, and I am out. Hugs and kisses and love, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.